Hello, brothers and sisters. This is Don Lee. This is Just Be Real About It. Today, I'm going to read from an article I wrote. It was on June the 18th. I published it on Substack of 2024, so well over a year ago. It was relevant then, and I think it's even more relevant now. Basically, is it time for a two-state solution for Americans? Can we continue to coexist in the direction that we're heading towards? So, of course, most people who follow the history of the Israelis and the Palestinians since the end of World War II would agree that a two-state solution would be best for both peoples. And things have gotten even more drastic. Of course, we all know that with the war crimes the Netanyahu regime has committed. But in the not so United States, the divide between the left and the right is growing wider and wider. The vision of America that most people on the left, those of us on the left, have is vastly different than the vision that of America that most individuals on the right have for our country. On the left, we want democracy. We want the freedom to live our lives the way we choose to without so called Christians forcing us to live our lives according to their religious beliefs. On the right, they want authoritarianism. They want fascism in the form of a Christian white nationalist country. Those of us on the left, we want inclusiveness of all peoples, regardless of race, ethnicity, religion, gender, nationality, or LGBTQ status. On the left, Americans believe that the government should be of the people, by the people, and for the people. On the right, many were told that the government is the enemy. Well, now it's their friend, I guess, because this regime is in office, and that government functions should be turned over to private interests. Billionaires have paid collectively billions of dollars to get poor and everyday Americans to think that privatizing damn near everything is best for America, which is a bunch of bullshit. People on the left, those of us on the left, we care about many types of people, and we care about policies to help many types of people. Most individuals on the right, however, they have a more selfish outlook. It's more about what's easiest and most convenient for themselves, no matter how it harms society. Americans on the left, we believe in the separation of the powers of the executive, the judicial, and the legislative branches of government, and that each branch should act with integrity. The president is there to serve the people, not be a fucking king or a dictator. On the right, most individuals are in the MAGA cult. They idolize Trump to the point where he can do anything he wants to, absolutely anything. Right wingers don't give a damn if he violates law, violates the Constitution. They don't give a damn. He can commit crimes, and it's okay with his cult members. The individuals on the right that are not in the cult, they're willing to look the other way at all of his wrongdoings, and I mean all of his wrongdoings. People on the left, those of us on the left, we despise that the orange makeup wearing criminal for many reasons. The racism and bigotry, the sexual assaults and harassment, all the crimes he's committed and urged others to commit in his name, and him being totally incompetent to hold the highest position in our country. This Make America Hate Again movement is totally incompatible with the American values that those of us on the left feel are most important in a strong democracy. The rise and support of racism and bigotry on the right, and the goal of inclusiveness by those of us on the left mean there will be more conflict and divide between Americans. The divide will grow between Americans because these two things, of course, a conflict. Individuals on the right either want fascism or they're willing to give it a try. They don't believe in democracy because democracy is about inclusiveness. Right wingers want fascism because it's about one segment of society controlling and oppressing the rest of society. So, what do you have? You have progressives versus conservatives, inclusiveness versus exclusiveness, democracy versus fascism, freedom versus oppression. So, you know, Sensible people don't want women and girls who are pregnant to be forced to carry their pregnancy to term. They believe, sensible people believe, we believe in inclusion and diversity. Sensible people reject racism and bigotry. We believe our LGBTQ brothers and sisters should have equal rights just like the rest of society. They believe the government doesn't have to be the enemy, but the government can and should serve the people. They believe in a fair and compassionate and more efficient border policy, not just punishing brown and black people. Sensible Americans believe in holding all politicians accountable, no matter if they are on the left or the right. Right wingers have absolutely no standards for right winger politicians. They can do anything. We've seen that. Um, they can even be alleged child abusers. Sad. You know, those of us on the left, we don't want to live in a fascist country. We don't want our children to grow up in a fascist country. We don't want the people that we love to live in a fascist country. Many people on the left, we will not want to live among the individuals on the right who helped bring about this fascist takeover of America. Um, so I believe that, of course, there's been violence. There's going to be more violence, unfortunately. That's the way these fascist movements work. It's really sad. So most individuals on the right, they want to transform America into a Christian white nationalist country. And most of us on the left, we don't want any part of that shit. There is no center when it comes to this. There's no center when it comes to this. You either support democracy or you don't. You either are willing to accept Trump as a dictator or you don't. You either want America to continue as a democratic republic or you are willing to let the United States become a fascist country. Even to those who don't identify themselves as progressive or conservative, this should be a clear choice. Unfortunately, there's many people on the left and right in all 50 states. So a two-state solution is not really feasible at this point. But wouldn't it be great if those of us on the left didn't have to worry about living under this bullshit, this evil, this rising fascist movement, this MAGA shit? And I'm sure many of you right wingers would love to separate yourselves from anything considered diverse, inclusive, or democratic. You know, the left and the right, we have two separate visions for America. Is a two-state solution needed? Well, I know a lot of us on the left, we would like a two-state solution. I'm sure many on the right who would like to be away from us libs. Maybe someday.